My name is Terrell White, and what you need to know about me is that I'm a gay Black Mormon. I joined the church knowing that I was gay. It was a decision that I kind of made in reference to moving forwards, trying to think of ways to thinking of ways to try to improve my life, or more or less to, I guess, get rid of the gay. And it didn't happen. I remained faithful in the church. I fell in love with the gospel of Jesus Christ, and till this day, I still have a strong testimony of the church. It does get weakened at times, obviously, by things like the 1978 Declaration, blacks holding the priesthood, and that's just something that I kind of always had questions about, but at the same time, that hasn't strayed me away from the gospel whatsoever. I just made the decision after high school to come to BYU, and that experience was a really good choice of mine. I thought, why not? Why, this is an all predominantly LDS school. Why not go to the BYU? So I did, and it was a really good decision. Freshman year came and went, and I served my mission in the Brazil-Salvador mission. Best 2 years of my life. Really enjoyed it and had a great experiences with some of the companions that I had, and my call, and understanding the intensity of it and the importance of it, of what I was doing out there, and that sharing what I believed with others. After returning from my mission, I went right back to BYU and tried the dating scene at BYU. Now that's something to be left, that was something to be desired. I tried my hardest to date girls, as we're encouraged to get married in the temple, and to kind of, just live a normal heterosexual lifestyle. But I, was told often, and hopefully it doesn't offend anyone, but this is how I feel. I was told by several girls, Terrell, you're a wonderful guy, and I would totally date you, but I can't date you because you're Black, and because my parents would never approve. So being gay anyways, but also too having to deal with that, was kind of just something in my mind that I thought, okay, am I in a winning situation in this? Like, what do I do? How do I go about this? And so I just continued to try my best. And I had that happen twice. Actually, one of the girls was actually my girlfriend at the point in time. And then we kind of had this little discussion about, hey, I was wrong, and she said, well, you're Black, that's kind of the problem, and I don't think my parents would approve. So after that ordeal, I decided, okay, well, I'm gonna stop dating, period. And in my mind and my heart, I'm thinking in my mind, okay, well, Terrell, you're gay, but now you have to deal with the fact that you're Black too in the church. I thought in my mind, I said, honestly, like I'm doing, this is something I'll deal with. This is something that I will, just kind of go, I will stop dating, and I will just accept who I am. However, I was really closeted. I didn't want anyone to know, because first of all, fear of being at BYU and how will people react. Two, I am very well known around Provo and amongst my friends, and so a lot of them don't know. So how would they react to it? How would my family react to it? Just all these questions came to my mind. And so for a long time, also too, me being in eldest quorum presidencies, or even the eldest quorum president, like ever since I got back from my mission, it just weighed a lot on my mind. And so I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do. So I had a lot of time to think, and to be honest with you, to pray. about what I should do. And so I came to the conclusion that I'm okay with being gay Mormon. I feel like that's, that there are other people out there like me. I know that there are. I just have to find them. Well, one of my best friends came up one day. We were walking home from class, and I kept asking him about his girlfriend at the time, and I could tell he seemed a little bit aggravated, I would say, about the question that I asked him. But he came out to me. He told me, "Terrell, I'm gay." And I was like, kind of confused because he really did have a girlfriend, but he was gay. And so I thought, okay. But then that gave me comfort to come out to him as well. And so a week later, I told him I had to tell him something. And so I said, "I'm gay too. I've known this for a long time. I didn't want to tell you right then and there because of the fact that I don't want to to take your moment to tell me something that was important to you. But now I want to tell you something that's important to me as well. I'm gay as well." And we've been best friends ever since. We were best friends before then, but now we're even closer because we have a commonality. So I guess the main, after that, I was happy. I started to get to know more gay BYU students and gay Mormons. And most of the time, they feel like they have to be extreme. Think about it. You are in a church that you love and you care about so much. But then all of a sudden, you have something that you've been taught your whole entire life that's wrong. How do you figure out that balance? How do you go to the temple and you want to get married and sealed in the temple, but how do you do that with you knowing that you're gay? Do you live a celibate lifestyle and completely just be alone your whole entire life? Or do you leave the church and continue to live an active gay lifestyle? That's a balance and something that is just really hard to comprehend and still is incomprehensible. Like there is no solution right now. I couldn't really find a balance, but now for me, I found my niche. I am happy with being gay and Mormon. I'm still active in the church, and I am still attracted to guys. The problem is when I do make the decision to act upon it. Where do I go? What do I do? And so that right there is still a confusion in my mind. I don't know whether or not I am going to remain active in church because I can't if I am participating in an actively gay lifestyle, or do I just stay celibate? And so that's still an idea that I'm juggling in my mind. And so since then I've graduated from BYU. I totally and utterly I've kind of just come up with this balance, and I'm happy. I really am happy with where I am right now today. Now, what does that mean for me in the future? I do not know. And what does that mean for the future of the church? I have no idea. But I do hope that by just actively understanding and communicating with people and letting people know my thoughts and ideas and where I stand, that hopefully there'll be some changes made and perhaps I could be both. I could have a happy balance and maintain activity in the church. It's very hard to say, why I'm still active in the church. And the only thing I can say is because I believe so much in it. I love it. I care about it. It's something that is ingrained within me. And I do have, like I said, once again, the 1978 revelation has never sat well with me. I have thoughts about it, but no one really knows the answer. So I can't really fault something just because there's one flaw. My thoughts are about the 1978 revelation is that is not a revelation from God. I feel that it was kind of the, you know, agenda of the church at that point in time. Political pressures and things of that sort kind of changed the church's perspective. And then that's the reason why they decided to allow blacks to have the priesthood. Joseph Smith, you know, when he was a prophet, he baptized black members and gave them the priesthood. So what do I believe? You know, between Brigham Young and Spencer W. Kimball, all of a sudden God just stopped loving black people, or stopped giving priesthood to black people. That doesn't sit well with me, and so I don't know if I believe that or trust that. And that, you know, all of a sudden God said, 1978 is the year that blacks can have the priesthood. Just a little strange, and I don't believe that. And no one really knows the answer. And that's what I think is the key, is that, you know, sometimes we don't know the answer to all of our questions, but in due time, you know, we'll figure them out. That doesn't necessarily discount the church for me at all. And so that's the reason why I'm still active and I'm still going to church, is because of the fact that there's so much more about the church. Just like there's so much more about me besides being black and gay, and Mormon. Like I have a personality, I have other aspects. So once again, it doesn't necessarily discount the church at all, even though I don't agree that is something that was revealed. To be me today is very hard, because I'm not out to everyone, and I still have several doubts in my mind. I don't know whether or not I'm going to remain active in the church, because if I do find someone that I fall in love with, I'm going to idealistically get married to them. But also, too, do I leave something that's so important to me, that's so ingrained in my heart, which is the church? So I am right now, and I'm at a happy balance because I know where I'm going, but at the same time, it's still a little bit of a confused state.